Recording now? Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, was that Shannon who just talked?
You can hear me now?
Can I hear you? Nope, still can't hear you. Okay. Technical difficulties on my part. Okay. How are you guys doing on your hours?
So far, so good.
Yeah, I believe I think I have like 5 or 6 more hours to do. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what I have left.
Yeah, I'm doing 5 hours this week, and then what week is that? Actually, I might just go ahead and finish up this week. I have to talk to her about that, but I'm probably going to finish mine this week.
Did you hear that, Mallory?
Nope.
Said that she'll probably just finish her hours up this week.
Finish your hours this week. Okay. So I finished mine not last week, but the week before. So all 15 of my hours are covered. I have those sheets that I need filled out from those people, like the community partner evaluation. So I have that sheet filled out. So what I specifically did, none of my hours, none of the times that I was available to do my hours, there were any children there. So specifically what I've been doing is just like I created a wish list on Amazon for them one day, and just typed in a whole bunch of books that they were wanting, and they were going to send that out to the public and their different like affiliations that they have. So I created a wish list on Amazon for them. And then other things that I've been doing is just like admin work for them. So any new student sheets that they get, like parents submit, I've been adding in all of their information. And then the last few weeks, I was creating games for all their different locations, and they just had like stacks and stacks of paper, and they wanted like laminating done, page protectors, cutouts. So I've just been creating those games and separating them into the different locations. So just a lot of like clerical admin work, but she was hesitant because she was like, I know you really want to work with the children and that's what you specifically signed up for. She's like, but really it's all for the children. So I got that approved for adding into my servant leader hours. And then 4 of the hours I gave, we call it like an Oak Ridge presentation. And that's where like middle-aged students from Oak Ridge School came into our sonography lab, and we just let them like watch us scan, they scanned, and I have pictures from that, but that was 4 hours of what I had done. So my presentation will be kind of half and half of what I did at Freedom for Youth and then what I did in our lab for the Oak Ridge presentation.
Yeah, I'm like directly with the elementary kids, which is like I actually like super enjoyed it too. Like it's just, I mean, they're all like little kids, but they definitely keep you busy. We do now that the hours are different. Now I'm there for their crafts because they have like crafts, and then we do reading, and they read for I think it's like 30 minutes. They each have like their age levels, and then we check them and sign them off. Which some of them it's hard to put them on task. I mean, and because I mean, obviously they all come from like different homes, and some of them they'll flat out tell you like, oh yeah, when I get in trouble, I mean, some of them are like, my parents just get mad and yell. Some of them are like, my parents don't care if I do this and whatever. So I mean, definitely hard to like try to hold them all to the same standard. Like you need to read, you need to do this, and then after reading, we used to do Bible study and then supper, and now we do supper and then Bible study, just because I have to stay later because of like all their snow days. But it's definitely like, I mean, the first day I got to like be with somebody, and then now I like have my own kids there. But like it's super fun, and they all get like super excited. And they honestly like offer like so much like cool stuff for them. I mean, they had last week they had a lady came in, they did like a crochet class, and they loved it. And then people from the community bring in supper, and it's like actually like a really good meal.
That's awesome.
That is good.
It's super fun.
Mine has mostly been admin work. I went over to the coffee shop with Jessica, and I was kind of talking to some of the employees and the kids over there. No, she can't hear me. You have to relay the message.
She pretty much does like admin work and stuff like that. And she went over and had coffee with Jessica at the coffee shop, which she thought was cool.
Yeah, and we like talked to
Nice.
the employees and kids over there. And then basically my schedule, I just couldn't go during those times where the kids are there. So hopefully this week I'll at least be able to work with a group of the kids at least once before our hours are done. But mostly mine's been, well, pretty much all of it. I've been making games for them, just kind of like clerical work. Yeah, and then I did a lot of the cutout and laminating, that type of stuff too. So I'm getting all that organized for her.
Pretty much. Yeah. Admin work, but hopefully gets to finish her hours with the kids this week. She does the laminating, that stuff. I think that's pretty much the gist of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get to finish our hours with the kids this week.
Yeah.
But all the same stuff that you've been doing.
I think it.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
So yeah, I think we covered like the first three. Like, what are we learning? Challenges for me, what I've been doing, that laminator gives me blisters, man. I can't do that very well. That's a challenge.
I felt like I was
but definitely, yeah, you just have to keep in mind, as I've been working, like, even though I'm not directly working with the kids, which is what I really wanted to do, you have to think like they'll be using these games and using these like different ways to learn and going forward. So I just try and keep that in mind as I've been working after working. So those are some things that I'm keeping in mind.
So my challenges are definitely like the kids, how I said before, like some of them like literally don't, like you could be having a conversation with them and I mean some of them just don't know better. Like they'll get up and just start throwing a ball around the room like in dead silence and you're like, what? And I think a challenge is too, like there was a young girl and she was in first grade. And she was like you could obviously tell she wasn't wearing her own shoes. They're like a shoe size bigger than mine. Like probably like a size 9 and like women's. I mean, just like a lot of them like don't have a lot of stuff, but like she was like super sweet and super like you ask her what her favorite thing is. She's like, I love going to school. I leveled up today in reading, stuff like that, which is like fun to hear from them. But some of them are like super sweet. And I don't know, like I've even like learned from a lot from them. Like one of the little girls is like, oh yeah, like when I go home I play squash. I was like, what? Like what's squash? She's like, squash. So we looked it up on Google. It's racquetball, but like they call it squash.
Okay.
I know, yeah. So some of that, like you learn some of that stuff. It's cool to hear where some of their parents are from too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
my parents are from this country or this country, and I'm from such a small town that was kind of cool to hear too.
Yeah. My challenge has been like the scheduling because I work evening and like overnight shift, so I pretty much never get to be there with the kids. So, I mean, yeah, she pretty much just had to remind me like the same thing with Mallory. Like I was like, well, is there anything else you'd like me to do? And I just kind of help them get organized for the day, like before they come. So, and the laminator is not my friend either. I actually really can't stand that thing. I was using so much of it and I felt bad because I like ran out and she has like had to refill it a couple of times. So, but other than that, I mean, honestly, she's been really helpful and just kind of like answering any questions I have about like since I haven't been able to interact with the kids, I've been asking her just like where your kids come from, what schools do they go to, kind of like their backgrounds and stuff. So I can definitely see where it would be interesting to work with them, like your challenges, like that makes sense because I think a lot of them don't have like that structure at home. So they're probably not really used to it. Like you said, they kind of just get to do whatever. Some of them are like, oh, they just do whatever at home. So
Yeah. You guys pretty much said like the same, like your challenges, like the laminating machine, and said also challenges with the scheduling and stuff like that. To shorten it up, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
How is your team project expressing and developing your servant leader skills? I think just with how busy we are and making time for this, not only because it's a requirement for our class, but because like if we didn't want to do it, we wouldn't do it. I think just by working with other people in our community and just finding the right reason of why you're doing this. And like for myself, like I found a place that I really enjoy working with and the people, and I'm going to continue volunteering after I graduate with this organization. So I think I've been looking for something for a while that, and my church is really involved with this organization as well. So I think just by continuing hours with that and working with the people and just getting your name and your face around there, that's just developing kind of a deeper meaning of why we help other people for no pay and like going into our own schedule. And it's just, you do it out of the goodness of your heart, I think is what kind of shaping that compassion and helping others before yourself.
oh yeah, like said, like no matter how busy, like all of our schedules, like we're all like super busy. I mean, it's not like I mean, kind of like we'll dilly dally around and like we still are able to make time for something like this. And it actually does show you like no matter how busy you are, even in the future, you always have time to help people and incorporate a lot of those, like even those the Greenleaf principles, stuff like that, like incorporating those and when you go in there, keeping that in the back of your mind.
Definitely.
yeah, I have to agree. It's definitely taught me to be, I guess one of Greenleaf's principles that I think of is awareness. Um, because I think we get so caught up in our busy lives, not just us, just everybody in general. And you don't stop to think that some of the things that you're just used to having, at your fingertips that like some of the people just don't have. Um, and I think by being there, I mean, even though I haven't been able to work with the kids yet, it's like helping them out after school to have those games, like kind of like an extra boost for learning because they don't have much structure at home and stuff. So that's just kind of being more aware and being more grateful and taking time, remembering to take time. Like if you want to do something, you can find time to do it. So I think I agree. It's a good place, and I think it'd be something that I would do even moving forward.
Oh yeah, I forget. I mean, she pretty much says that like she agrees, and a lot of it is like you gotta like you guys are preparing like these games and stuff for them. The biggest one that sticks out in Greenleaf for her is like awareness, and like when they come like for all these games and stuff, like you guys are taking the time to like make those for them to come up after school, and things like that.
Yeah. I haven't looked ahead really as far as next week, but I think next week we have to have like a rough draft of this presentation that we have to do for this. Have you guys been taking pictures like as you've been working?
No, I need to take some. My hardest part is like working with the kids.
Yeah.
And I need to pull Brittany aside because she's who I work with and ask her just because like they even said like there's certain kids that you can't take
Right.
photos of.
Right.
That's why I
Yeah.
have to I'm like God, I should like ask them about like say the crocheting class, stuff like that. But
yeah, even just like some supplies or just some like things around, you can probably incorporate that. Like even just when they have like their backs turned or something, maybe like so you can't show any faces, just that you're like gives an example of how many kids you're working with or
Yeah.
it's like there's just gonna take a picture of like think like the box of books and stuff, but it's hard like when you're with the kids. I also try to like never take my phone out because they can't sit on their phones. So I never, unless I'm checking the time or something.
Yeah.
Because some of them like are 11 or 10 or 11 years old, so some of them are getting cell phones, and they don't really get to like you'll live without your phone for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I understand that.
Definitely could be a distraction, and especially for kids if they have a phone or if they don't have a phone. Then usually when you pull your cell phone out in front of a bunch of kids, they're like, "Oh, I want to play this," or
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, and I tried, and just like I mean, say some of them like don't have a phone. I don't want to feel like I'm waving my phone in front of their face either.
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing too.
Has Shannon taken pictures?
I haven't taken any pictures, so I'll have to make sure I do that this week. Actually.
Yeah, she hasn't either.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we have to have like a rough draft of something. I'm sure we'll find out tomorrow in his email, but I don't know if we're expected to do like our own PowerPoint presentation of our project or if like we're all supposed to work together on that. I'm not sure, but I think that's going to be due at some point this upcoming week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and we can kind of look at like a little bit more the criteria for it, and if it is all together, we can split up. We can either split up each slide or we could split up and say, hey, let's each do so many slides and then
Yeah. I think it is. It's a PowerPoint, isn't it? It's a PowerPoint presentation.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Because we can even like say we each did a couple slides or something. We can video chat like this and just even like look over and be like, hey, I think you should add this to your slide or you should add this. And just kind of all review it together since it is kind of the final thing.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Do you guys have anything else to add?
I believe so.
Okay. I'll get this saved and submit it, and then I'll just submit this on our thing for our team 3.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk to you this week sometime.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, girls.
Thank you. See you later.
Yep, bye-bye.